My name is Aya, and I am a feminine shaman and spiritual counselor. Thank you guys for all of your wonderful reviews through the years online. I have accumulated because of you over 150 reviews online, and I am a top pro for the past few years on Thumbtack. You can find me and my reviews by typing my name or my name of my business, A Very Good Life, and you will see all of these beautiful reviews. But here's what a few people had to say. Asia gave me a major piece of my life's puzzle that I needed to find. Her gifts are pure and powerful and good. She is a light and a great spiritual healer. Asia was amazing. This was my first time having an astrology reading, and she made me feel very comfortable. I felt like I was close talking to a close friend. I highly recommend her services. I have been to astrologers. I have received dozens of readings. She is the best in the story. No comparison. Slam dunk. She is the best. Thank you, Edward. I love my astrology chart reading. Thought it had a lot of depth and accuracy, and I would definitely recommend her. Here are my
Hey,
services.
thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for joining me. This is Aya. I'm going to be discussing a little bit about each of my services, including my spiritual counseling, which includes basically all of my services put into one. Let's get started. In the previous video about booking with me and paying with me, I just give you instructions on how to navigate through my website because some people get stuck in some places sometimes. And I hope that that video helps anyone who is finding it to be a bit of a maze. And excuse me if I'm talking too low. I'm in Peru right now, and people around me are sleeping. Okay, I get up pretty early in the morning. So let's click on my shop, and let's just look at my services. Now, my favorite products are products that I've made from Zazzle, and I will be adding more soon. Journals, mugs, cards for cardomancy, fairy round pillows, shadow work planners, shadow work journals, flower blossom pillows, and Lakshmi pocket journal. And I probably have more stuff on Zazzle than is shown here on my website, but that's that. Astrology. I'm going to go pretty fast. In my astrology choosings, sorting, I have two options. I have the option to have a report made, and honestly, sometimes I do written for people, like I've done written astrology reports for people for Christmas for their loved ones. Most of the time that's when I get those types of requests. And then but most of the time I'll do audio, which is very time consuming for me. And see, I have life purpose and career, evolutionary astrology, 12th house Neptune, Pisces, astrology reading, and blockages to your highest dreams. Okay, that's that option. Then there's the astrology sessions that are 1 hour. 60-minute astrology, and then couples composite and synastry reading. That's pretty self-explanatory. I take a synopsis of your chart. We get together face to face on Zoom, and we discuss first what I see in your chart, and then you can ask me any questions that you like. Okay? And with that, I go through your solar arc and your progressions. We look at the upcoming year. And if it's the beginning of the year, we'll look at what's coming up for you during that year. Let's go to the next. As you can see, throughout my shop, I have a book option where you can book with me. Let's go back to the astrology. Even with the astrology sessions, there's a book here. There's a book there. There's a book there. But I know you see how the book app, the widget, it's the only place that it will show up on my website on mobile phone is at the bottom footer. But I knew nobody would see that. So I put the link in the word book just to let you know. Workbooks and free downloads. I only have one workbook at the moment to put out, but I have a lot in the works. And then the free downloads, a manifestation circle to help you with your manifestation, I guess spell work, retrogrades calendar, altars and elements compass. When you're putting your altars and stuff together, that compass will help you put your altar for whatever specific purpose it is in the right direction, along with the elements. Next, a soul reading. I have with the soul readings options of time 30, 60, 45, and 90. Again, we have a book sign, a soul reading. I'll read your soul. I'll read your energy, your aura, what your guides have been trying to get through to you, and how to navigate through your life. The soul readings are pretty freaking interesting to me. It's really hard because everybody is different, and so what people's guides and ancestors and stuff show me, and what comes up, it's like you enter into like Alice in Wonderland for our time, and we go and where it goes, I never know. All right. Reiki, at this moment, all of my service is long distance, but usually I have two options to have in-person Reiki sessions, or now it's just long distance. So you click on long distance and you can choose bundles. All right, long distance Reiki, this my style. If you want it overnight, you will have to request it, okay? Because I do it on FaceTime, and some people want to lay back and relax. You can do that. And some people, during our session, I usually take a synopsis of what to put in the middle of your Reiki circle. And so we're talking about things. And so while we're talking, sometimes people start getting emotional. And I will begin the Reiki while you are in your portal of wound and healing, because that's good, actually, for a healing session. And then I will pull you deeper into relaxation, and I will work on all of your chakras. Now, a lot of times we are discussing what I am feeling that's coming up while I'm working on your energy. Okay? That's my style. Go back. Spiritual counseling. Spiritual counseling is very unique with me. First, I will read your astrology chart, because that usually pulls people deeper out of their conscious mind and into their soul energy. Okay? And then as we move forward, because the astrology chart will help us hone in on what it is you are working on at this time in your life. Okay? And then we will begin to work on those blockages, on your emotional body, on whatever really comes up. The ancestors show up a lot. Your guides talk to me before I even get with you. And sometimes the ancestors do too. We work on trauma healing and soul retrieval. Really, that's what this whole session is about. Healing your fragments and opening up your life force energy so that you can have more vitality. A lot of people are traumatized by many different things for many different reasons. Trauma is caused by shock to the nervous system, and stress, and especially continued stress over a long period of time. And so I help get in there, because stress that is held in the body, shock that is held in the body, it becomes numbness. It becomes a thing to where you're unloving towards yourself, towards other people, and you allow other people to be unloving towards you, which creates a hell on earth that you can't seem to get away from, like patterns that keep repeating themselves over and over again. And you have, a lot of you guys have done incredible work, and that's been a long time, working on yourselves, reading books, going to healers, and most likely avoiding some of the very things that will help you heal, because you have trust issues, and that is a product or a symptom of trauma, not trusting anyone. The personality of trauma is very different than your true personality. After a session, most people are way more open and have way more of a flow of energy. Now, a lot of people, one session gets them going, because I also will give you tools, like which altars to build. Now, this is not just from my advice. This is from me really tuning into you, your guides, and what is needed for you. All advice does not fit all. Everybody is not into making an ancestor altar, so I'm not going to tell everyone to build an ancestor altar, okay? Everyone's not into working with angels, so I'm not going to tell everyone to work with angels. I talk to your soul and what will work for you. Some people in this lifetime are meant to find the one, and then it's time for them to find the one. So that's what we will focus on, and some people are not, but they still want to find the one, and so those people will have more karma to work through when it comes to love, and I will give that person a different advice. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so this is all very much catered to you, which is why I have an intake form where you can download the spiritual counseling session etiquette form. Well, that's not the intake form. The intake form is actually in the booking app, the appointment app, where you have to click on for first-time clients. There's a form you fill out, and you tell me answer certain questions that helps me get to know what's on your mind, your astrology information, what religion and energies you've worked with in the past, and who you've worked with currently, what you're working on now, and what you would like to accomplish for your future, and how you want to feel, basically, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. So at the end, after we get in there with those energies, and we come out of that, it's a little bit like hypnosis. We take a breath, get some water, walk around, because this is a 3-hour session, unless you choose the 90-minute session, which is also fine. Then we do some divination if you want it. Like some people, after we go into your energy and we talk to your ancestors and you release and you get your vitality back, they don't need nothing else. They're like, I'm good. I am so good. Thank you so much. I'm out. Again, like I said before, for some people, they might have a stubborn energy body and they'll need more work. And there are some people who aren't really willing to give up, especially people like with soul tie relationships those energies are really hard to get through to. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of selfishness. Like, I only want what I want, and I only want this type of energy. And I'm not willing to be open to really what spirit says or what spirit has for me. I just want them to give me this. I'm not that type of witch doctor to where I'm going to lie to you and tell you that you can bend people's will to do what you want. So not lately, but I used to have lots of people call me to do love spells and cast spells, or people will look at my website and they will come to me and like, oh, I want to work on myself. But then when I start asking them questions, which is why it's important to do your free consultation before signing up, so that I can see if I can actually help you, and that you can see whether or not you really want to work with me. Okay? People say, oh, I want to work on myself, but they really just want me to manipulate forces so that they can have what they want. This is how generational curses oftentimes are created, because one person is selfish. They're not willing to wait. They're not willing to heal themselves. They're not willing to do things in a non-selfish way. I don't know how else to say that. Okay? I don't do that. I work with the flow. And working with the flow can sometimes be painful. I guess. Well, why is it painful? Because of our ego. That's why. And resistance. But it really is for the best. You have to know that the universe is not conspiring against you. It is working for you and your highest and best good. I guess since we are the universe, whatever you think is what shall be. Honestly, whatever you hold in as a value, as important, as something that you would like to see happen, even if it's something you in your mind you're like, I don't like that, but some people do get addicted to stress or addicted to abuse. And addiction and a bond and love go hand in hand. Addictions are a bond that you build with something that's temporary instead of something that's eternal. That you end up having to let go of every time you do it. You go through withdrawals every time you do it. And it's painful every time. But you keep on going back to that thing, back to that thing, back to that thing, instead of opening up to the possibility that there is more love and support for you than just within that thing that you're having a false relationship with. Okay? All right. That's it for my explanation of a little bit of explanation of my services. I hope this helps out a little because it's really hard to give full description without spending 3 hours, because A, I'm passionate about this, and B, I will have to give you case studies because everyone is different. All right, peace.